This is the Effing One Podcast, Australia's only Formula One podcast with Adam and Luke.
G'day and welcome to Effing One Podcast. It's Australia's only award-winning Formula One podcast. I would high-five you, but we're not allowed to. I just realised halfway through that.
Yeah,
it's true. This podcast has been unanimously voted by the Formula One community the most ill-conceived, hastily put together, mildly amusing podcast on the planet. And to that we say, you little fucking Aussie ripper! We're happy. And we're not afraid to call it like it is. We don't care if we put those rich, entitled noses out of joint. We're here to make sense of and translate to the little Aussie battler the sport we love. So, if you've just downloaded this podcast thinking you were getting a serious, informative, objective Formula One podcast, I'm sorry. We gave you that idea. I'm so sorry.
It's one mistake.
Oh, you'll never make that again. But don't go. No, don't go. Hear us out because you might as well stick around. There's nothing else to do. You're in self-quarantine. We're safely socially distanced, and there is no one else that I would rather be locked in a tiny room together, or even better, stranded on a deserted island with, as long as we've got the Seinfeld box set and a life supply of Cheetos. I would be very happy. This man to my right, Luke.
Adam.
Out of quarantine. You're the first person I visited.
It's the quarantine special.
It is. The quarantine special of FE1 podcast. So good to see you.
It's lovely to see you. It's. I've missed you.
I missed you.
I missed you more.
We've texted a lot.
We have. We've been talking a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Talking trash.
You've changed. You look different.
I've eaten a lot of food.
Your beard is fuller. You've put on a couple of, I would say, muscle. I think you've been working out secretly in the gym, in the home gym.
We've got the home gym.
Yeah.
Pete's he's also a...
Pete, your life partner?
Pete, my significant other.
Now that it's acceptable and it's okay and people are totally cool with it, nice. Ellen DeGeneres style, it's okay.
Pete wears the pantsuit, not me.
Yeah.
We have a gym. Pete's cranked up a gym. Pete is a personal trainer. Pete, the personal trainer.
Yep.
As well as a producer. He's a Pete, personal trainer, producer Pete.
Producer Pete, disproportionate head to body size ratio.
Very small head.
Very small head, large
shoulders,
body.
Large
very
shoulders.
large body.
Very, very small penis.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe.
Maybe. Well, hey,
haven't seen it.
Who knows?
Haven't seen it. It's winter.
Yeah.
He's got excuses. Yeah, podcast. F1.
Hey.
What's to talk about?
Hey.
What's on the show?
Well, I don't know. I just came here to borrow some sugar.
Oh, we don't.
I didn't intend to podcast. I just thought I'd come and see how you were. Knocked on the door, and you went, "No, not allowed to see anyone.
I haven't got any sugar.
I haven't got any sugar." I said, "Come on, Lou, let me in."
So right now you're outside my house, and I'm inside.
Talking through the door.
Yeah. You've got your microphone out there. I set it up earlier. I've wiped everything down, sanitized, rubbed my balls on it, and now you're speaking into it. Can you smell?
In my hazmat. This mic's inside the hazmat.
Why does your hazmat have a butt flap?
That's just...
And you're still doing blackface. I can see it through you.
It's safer. I don't feel like people are going to judge me if I got blackface and no one can see it.
Blackfacing for a podcast is really weird.
This is a great podcast.
So we should recap what happened in Melbourne.
Ooh.
Were you there?
No,
you weren't. You motherfucker.
So we got we got paddock passes again, which was great.
I did actually. I never received it, but I had all the necessary forms to take and pick up my first ever paddock pass to join the exclusive club.
Yep.
And I never got it.
I was this close to leaving to the airport because I was held up due to family commitments with 3 little ones and the guilt factor that the wife makes me feel.
There needs to be significant areas of guilt, or I should do whatever you want.
I can't not be at home for a week. You know, I've got a weekend if I'm lucky.
Yeah.
It's like, you've got Saturday and Sunday, enjoy it. That's the wife.
Yeah.
Yes, honey. I'm leaving Saturday morning. No, Friday night I was leaving.
Friday night, yeah.
And
late Friday night.
Yeah, and you were outside the gates for 2 days.
Yep.
Waiting to get in.
Thursday I thought I'll pick it up. No, Wednesday I went down in the afternoon. I thought I'll go to the office and and the office wasn't there anymore. The Grand Prix office is there, but the ticket pickup was a different spot.
Oh, fuck.
I was like, oh, fuck, it's too late. They'll be closed. So I went back to the hotel, came back the next day, went to track, went to say, oh, I'm here to pick up the thing. They're like, we know what you're talking about. Your name's not here. Your name's not on this list.
Oh, God.
What's going on? Rang Alison, which is the
contact.
The contact. She's the accreditation and sort of like a media liaison. Alison's been great to us.
Amazing.
And so I waited out there.
This is the long version of the story?
It's the long version.
It is.
Basically, they were looking for one business name.
Yep.
And I put it under the Australian business name.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
So they were waiting for one thing to come through. It didn't. And then I'm like, no, it's under this. We found it.
Just a technicality.
And then all within half an hour, it was all
sorted,
rubber stamped and done. And
so then everything was fine. So then...
Friday, I'd pick it up, Friday morning.
So everything was fine Friday morning. You thought you'd had it. You were good. You got there. And then they go, it's on hold. And then they say, actually, it will go ahead just without any spectators. Meanwhile, we've got, 3 hours of people lining up within probably a couple of millimetres of each other, a couple of thousand. And they're worried about releasing these people into the Albert Park racetrack because they might catch COVID. Too late. They had it when they were queuing up for 3 hours out the front.
Little did you know that those people weren't queuing up to get into the Grand Prix. We actually had a meet and greet session signing out the front of Gate 1.
Correct.
Which you weren't there for. I turned up to sign some autographs, kiss some babies, take some photos with our loyal listeners at Gate 1. And
yes,
they didn't know what I looked like. There was only one of us. And they walked straight past me like I wasn't there. I signed that bench probably about 42 times, just waiting for anyone. Until a security guard came up and said, can I help you with anything? The Grand Prix's cancelled. Oh, fuck.
Their little faces when they thought they were queuing up to get inside Albert Park, but they're actually queuing up to get a meet and greet with you and I.
That's right. Little did they know. I'm like, sorry, guys, you have to disperse. We can only have 100 people here. And they started chanting, no, we won't go.
We won't go.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, so it was interesting.
Thursday night at about 10-ish, 10:30. One of the McLaren mechanics, engineers, one of the team personnel of McLaren was tested positive for coronavirus.
Yep.
COVID-19, whatever the fancy people want to call it nowadays.
And then there was also Ferrari murmurings that some Ferrari guys might have had it.
Haas isolated 4 team members.
Yep.
They were all tested negative after the fact. But the McLaren personnel had tested positive, so they hadn't been at track on the Thursday, or they also isolated on Wednesday evening. So what happened from that point of view is McLaren pulled out. McLaren's gone, no, we're not going to race. We're going to pull out, and it's pretty much everyone was just waiting. All journalists, everything were just waiting up till like 2-3 o'clock in the morning, just waiting for someone to make the call. Didn't happen.
Didn't make a call.
Then rumours were saying that Sebastian Vettel, Kimi Räikkönen had flown home already.
Yeah. They'd left. Meanwhile, they're still saying the race is going ahead.
Because
confusion.
So the issue is no one wanted to say we're cancelling it.
No.
So the Grand Prix wanted the government to say it. F1 wanted someone else to say it, because if F1 goes, we're not going to run, then there's legal complications and payouts and insurances and stuff like that. So they needed a higher up of a higher up to say, and that's why it took so long.
Yep.
Because it was like, everyone, it's not going to go ahead. And then the Premier came out and said, there's not going to be any fans there. There's fans lined up at the press conference as he's saying that. There's people lining up as he said that. But it was a big cock up. There should have been better leadership, but I can understand the
financial implications for Formula One.
With contracts, there's financial implications.
They can't make the call because they would be, like you said, legally liable.
Yeah.
So they have to wait for the government to make the call. The government's not making the call because,
Some teams were doing pit stop practice.
Yep.
And other teams were packing up their garages on Friday morning.
It was a fucking schmozzle.
It was a schmozzle.
Because you get reports of drivers have already left the country. Meanwhile, there's talk that the race is going ahead without any fans. It's like, well, the race is not going ahead. There's no one to race the cars. It was just weird.
Been good if you had some reserve drivers jump in.
Hey.
Robert Kubica would get a drive.
You were there.
Maybe
You were there.
I was there,
You were
ready to
ready
go.
to
I had my
go.
super license.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're a whiz on the PlayStation 4.
Let's not talk about the PlayStation.
No, you're not great.
We should get a sim and
we
race
should
people.
get a sim.
It's
We
not gonna-
could enter esports, Formula One esports.
We have an effing one
How
esports.
good is that?
It's just a shit fight.
It's fantastic. And the thing that surprised me actually was how good they were jumping in straight away.
Yeah.
Like how quick the Formula One drivers were when they jumped in the esports simulator. What about the guys that, because the esports Formula One is a thing, like people make a living doing that, for like they do that.
Don't know how, but yes.
Why do they not have those dudes racing Charles? Are they too fast for Charles?
I think for the first couple of races, there was guys who were part of the E Series,
Yep.
and they were racing in there as well.
How'd they go? Did they?
It didn't. I don't know why Siri just went off. But yeah, for like Brandon Lee and a few other guys who were the E Series top guys, they were in there. They weren't winning. I think there was one gamer who won one race in the Formula One. I think it was maybe Bahrain. Or
Because you would assume that, you know, esport guys are honing their skills to the game. Like, you know, where you can push the limits on the curbs. You can go off track and not be penalised, unlike a real Formula One race. That's the big criticism of esports Formula One, is that there's so much leeway when you go off track. You know, you don't get punished and you don't have to put damage on. You can run into someone and you're still driving.
yeah.
So that's the criticism. So surely they've got to be faster than the Formula One dudes who sit in the car for the first time.
I think the F1 guys just adjust and they try and see what they can get away with. There's a lot of ways to cut corners, and once you figure it out, you're like, okay, it's just about getting in a rhythm for them. Once they realise it, then it's fine. And some of them even have engineers, like some of the iRacing guys in the supercars, the V8s here in Australia, and IndyCar have people in their ears giving them strategies and talking them through the race. So they take it pretty fucking seriously.
Yeah.
And,
is there big cash on the line if you're an esports world champ?
I think there is in the championship side of things, but in terms of what the F1 guys are doing, I think there's quite a few that are doing it. There's Ocon. He's not driving the F1 stuff. He's just driving like a Renault cars.
Yep.
He seems to be doing a lot of laps around Spa. Grosjean just got his simulator. There's Leclerc, Albon, Latifi, Norris, Sainz, Verstappen, Giovinazzi. Hamilton is doing some Gran Turismo stuff. And I hear that Sebastian Vettel is going to try it as well.
Dan? I've not heard that Dan's interested.
Dan's got shitty Wi-Fi out in the middle of fuck knows where out in Western Australia.
And the farm. He's on a farm in Western Australia.
In a farm, shagging sheep. Do you know, the thing is I've only seen boys out there.
What? What do you mean?
Out in the farm where Daniel is, there's only boys.
Maybe he's...
How long till they turn gay?
well, you know, a lot of professional sportsmen decide to abstain.
When you were on that oil rig back 5 years ago,
No, you're right.
how long did it take before you guys...
You're right. Everything starts looking like a girl. Everything you look at.
Do you think that we
Shepherd's pie
could
for lunch.
drive over to Western
Ooh,
Australia
hello, shepherd's pie.
with some
Nice to
frocks
meet you.
and long hair? I think we could get on that
Very
farm
much.
very quickly with the
your,
podcast
with your
equipment.
legs, your physique, your pear shape. Very popular with the boys.
I am in shape. I chose round.
It tell you what it does. It puts a lot of credibility in the E Series, and there's the spotlight that's been focused now. Maybe this is the dawn of a new beginning of esports.
I think there's a great respect to drivers who can actually drive outside going into it. I think when you have a gamer, you're like, I don't have the same respect for you that I have for a
No.
4-time world champion.
No.
Or
And do the skills for a gamer, if they jump into a Formula One car, are they going to be any good?
there was a guy who did the Race of Champions, which they do, I think.
A gamer?
Yeah, they put him in, and he did very, very well.
Wow.
And they're racing a variety of different cars.
Is this a way for the lay person, the person that doesn't have access to, machinery, to get into Formula One? If you've got a simulator, would the talent be spotted not just on the track and go-karts? Is it possible that they're going to look at sim cars?
Yep, they have. There is drivers who are in a driver development program now, that have been poached from E-Series and that have driven Formula One team simulators to help them with setting up, and in terms of like what you'd have, what Brendan Hartley was doing at Ferrari, having a reserve driver in a simulator.
Yeah.
So basically they'd be running around laps and then giving them different bits of equipment and then giving them feedback. So if you're having top drivers who are doing top E-Series drivers doing, winning championship races or being consistent, you can put them in a Formula One simulator and then they can do the same job, but you're not spending $1 million on an actual racing car driver.
The end of go-kart series.
It's a cheap way to get into a motor racing category if you're good enough.
Oh, you mean go-karts or E-Series?
What's cheaper? Using E-Series. E-Series is much cheaper. Man, you can spend $200,000 on a go-kart championship. Juan Montoya was talking about a few months ago or maybe a year ago about how much it's costing to put kids through it now. And if you're a rich kid, you'll get the best equipment. You'll have engines bedded in, where if you're someone who didn't have the money, you got not the best chassis or used engines. And
it's a level playing field. The simulator makes it even for everyone.
Yeah.
If you can afford a simulator, but go-karts, there's variabilities in the equipment.
But then there's it comes to a place where it's fitness. You need to be able to be fit enough to drive a Formula One car. There's G-forces.
Getting the G-force,
Yeah, it's braking, it's cornering, it's all of that, but also being able to concentrate. And there's repercussions. If you crash in a racing car on a real track, you're going to get hurt, and it's gonna hurt. If you crash in a sim, you're like, look what happened.
Maybe we're going to have a generation, if they come from sim racing, a generation of more Max Verstappens who just run into everybody. Is that going to be the downside of Formula One?
If we saw the race, I think Alex Albon was racing Charles Leclerc. It was at Austria, and Leclerc was catching Albon, then went around the outside of him, but then Albon bumped into him on the inside, exactly how Verstappen did it to Charles to take the win at Austria last year. And then Leclerc got on his little radio on his headset and said, "Oh, you just Verstappen me. You just did a Verstappen."
Wow.
So there's entertainment value when you can see the drivers, when you can see the personalities. Like, you can respect a Formula One driver because they've paid their dues. They've won championships, won races to get where they are.
Yeah.
Where E-Series drivers, you don't know them. You don't know if they've won legitimately anything. So I think there's a more leveled respect, and I'll watch the supercars one because they'll get guys from overseas. The IndyCar one because you'll have Scott McLaughlin, who's an Australian supercar driver. He'll be in the IndyCar series, and he's doing really well in all the esports that he's doing. He's a freak.
I can imagine that the Formula One esports would really take off if they got all the Formula One drivers to agree to do it. So you basically have a legitimate Formula One race with all the drivers, because the drivers is what people want to see.
Yeah,
they want to see their favorite driver drive.
But there's some guys who don't drive simulators as well as they do cars. Like Jamie Whincup on the Supercars one, he's horrible in a simulator, absolutely horrible.
Really?
Yeah, he really struggles, and he's a phenomenal. How many times he won the championship? 8 times he won the Supercar championship. It was one of the best touring car championships in the world. It
does seem strange because you think the skills transfer.
Some people,
but they don't.
And it's funny where you'll see Daniel Ricciardo was talking about this. I think he wrote a blog or wrote an article for someone saying his most underrated drivers, teammates that he's driven against. And he talks about Antonio Liuzzi, and Antonio Liuzzi was really quick, but over a race pace, he wasn't as quick. And there was other drivers where he said that they were so good at one lap pace, but they couldn't make tyres last. They were just like 100 mile an hour.
Right.
It was either this or nothing, and they couldn't make their tyres last. They couldn't run that long race.
Right.
Take care of the tyres. But if they were back in the days of like Bridgestone and Michelin, where you could go flat out the whole Grand Prix with pit stops and new tyres all the time,
it's a different
you're flying.
Championship.
That's it.
Yeah.
But now you've got Pirellis. You need to nurse the tyres. You need to be more gentle on the car. You can't just hit the curbs. You got to drive differently.
Yep.
So there's some guys who get into Formula 1 and don't last because they don't adapt to the way it does. But outside in junior formulas, they can run 100 out of 100 all the time and be quick. But once they get F1, they can't do it. Jamie Whincup said today that he, or in another podcast, he said that driving an F1 car is the easiest car to drive. He goes, outside of the clutch control, he goes, it's power steering.
Right.
You've got button shifts. You don't have a clutch. It's very easy to drive a Formula One car.
Yep.
He goes, but in terms of getting the next 3 seconds of elite level, you need to be
being
good.
Being perfect on every entry, every exit.
Yeah.
Every
he
corner.
goes, that's where it's different. He goes, but anyone could get an F1 car, drive it around.
It's not a physical race.
No, you drive a GP2 car, no power steering. Indy car, no power steering. It's it's bump.
It's a different game.
Yeah,
and that's why an Indy driver won't be any good on a Formula One car. Totally different scenario.
Yeah, it's a different type of car. Could make it easy for him.
Yeah. Interesting.
I know Tatiana Calderon, who is one of the Alfa Romeo reserve drivers.
Oh, she went. That's
She's
the one that went spectacularly flying into the.
That's Sophia Flourish.
My bad.
Tatiana Calderon is a Colombian driver. She's driving in GP2.
Not the girl that flew into the stadium.
No, but she is a test driver for Alfa, and when she did some test laps at Mexico last year, she said it was so easy to drive the car. It's much easier than my GP3 car, which she was driving back then.
Wow.
So there's a big difference in muscling the cars and making it easy, but you need that. You need that certain level of elite sportsman to drive a Formula One car at 10/10ths.
Yeah.
For a whole Grand Prix.
Esports. I'm digging it. I'm digging the Formula One esports.
But
what does it cost for a simulator? What are we talking?
Good setup's a couple of grand.
Just a couple of grand. That's it. I did see somewhere that you can spend up to like $1 million or a couple hundred thousand on a simulator.
You can get those simulators that have, it'll react and it'll move.
Won't make you faster though, will it?
No.
It's just it's just simulating more of a realistic feeling. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
But you could be super fast on a $2,000 simulator.
Oh, you could be super fast in a $500 kit if you wanted to.
There you go. We could turn this sofa, this lovely little sofa you've got here at your apartment, into a simulator.
We could do it.
We'll do it
Turn into a
ourselves.
simulator.
Pete is very handy.
You can be beside me. You'd be like a backseat driver as I drive around.
Yeah.
Like the McLaren 2-seater.
It's a two-seater Formula One car. Look, chips and dips in the middle. This is perfect.
Reach back, grab a chip.
There we go. Don't mind me, sir. Oh, sorry. When you're driving. Oh, you just hit me. Peter, we'll get Pete onto it. Yeah. Pete's very good. Well, this is nice. Thanks for inviting me over. This is I didn't expect to be here. I just came for
I don't know why you are here.
I just came here for a pint of milk.
Milk? I thought it was sugar.
Nah, for both.
Ah.
What do we talk? What do you want to talk about now? We've basically got no run sheet for this. We normally have a run sheet.
I've written down a couple of notes.
Have you?
Yes.
What do you want to talk about?
So what's happening now with 2020 and 2021?
There's been regulation changes. We were all excited about the reg changes
for next year.
2021.
It's not happening. It's been pushed back a year. So the cars that are this year have, as soon as Melbourne was cancelled, it was pretty much, all right, let's push 2020 or 2021 to 2022. So the cars, the new
cars
Aero,
will be the same.
So next year they'll have the same cars as these ones. So I'm guessing if this championship gets started and if it gets pushed back and be running into early next year, there won't be any preseason testing. There'll be slight modifications.
Back-to-back seasons, no testing. Well, that would make things a lot closer, fairer. I mean, the big rich teams aren't going to be able to spend a lot of money developing cars. Is there a development freeze on spending?
The budget stays the same.
So it's a cap.
Yep. So the budget cap will still start next year.
Oh, so that's because the forecast cap will stay in place, which was 170 million.
Yeah.
So that's staying, but there's just no improving the cars. You can't change, or that there's not the new regulations for the cars.
Yeah.
And they can't spend on equipment or improving, like getting new wind tunnels and stuff. It's got to be the existing, is that right, infrastructure?
Yeah. But I think if there's investment, if there's there's something wrong and they're going to invest in something.
That is tantalising. It seems like, because we were talking about how we thought that this might be super close this year, and then next year you get one team that just nails it with the new regs, and then suddenly it'd be like Mercedes-Benz are like 3 seconds in front. We thought this might be the season where it could be super close, and it's kind of a shame that it wouldn't have the same regs for next year. Now we've got that scenario. We've got a scenario. We might have super close racing this year, and then even closer next year.
Yeah. So that's the positive side of it, and I think there needs to be 8 Grand Prix to classify as a Formula One season
for this year.
Yeah. And there's talks about having like 4 Grand Prix back to back. There's talk of having...
What do you mean? Like the weekend back to back? Oh, yeah.
For 4 weeks, yeah.
Like mainly, would they just go Europe? Would they just go, we're just having 8, it's just going to be Europe, it's easy, there's no travel, we're not going to get Corona?
Spa won't have... Like, they still have to sort of accommodate the Grand Prix at the moment. But there's places like Imola that put their hand up, like, yep, we'll do a race if you need one. Like
it's
closed
Italy.
doors.
Maybe not Italy. Yeah, let's stay away from Italy. Let's stay away from Spain.
So I think the last European race is Monza, which would be September. Belgium has said that they won't have any big public gatherings till maybe September, which their race is at the end of October. End of August, sorry. So that's not going to happen. So Spa's out.
Shit.
But even Silverstone and Austria have said we'll do midweek Grand Prix. So after they host it on the weekend, they'll run like a Tuesday, Wednesday Grand Prix or a Wednesday, Thursday Grand Prix just to sort of make up a Grand Prix.
A midweek Grand Prix. Far out.
We'll have a lot of fucking podcasts to do.
It's going to be, back to back. So you reckon we'll get 8 in? We'll get 8 this year?
Easy.
We'll get 8.
Easy.
So
they've pushed the summer break that was normally after Hungary or before Hungary? After Hungary.
Yep.
They've made that now. So the shutdown of summer happens now.
Yep.
F1 has made...
Are they developing right now, or is there a freeze on development?
There's all the 2 factories, like all the F1 factories are shut down for I think it's 2 or 3 weeks.
Yep.
And then they'll get back to somewhat normal operations. I know there's F1 itself has made some turndowns, just sort of stand down measures, like we won't need you for now. I think I think maybe Williams has done that as well, but Williams is going to struggle because you sort of Franz Tost, the head boss at AlphaTauri, said that each Grand Prix they miss, it's €2 million loss for each race they miss out on.
Right.
So that's not just sponsorship money, but that's also TV revenue.
Yeah.
So they need to try and jam pack it as much as they can, and they will as soon as things. And if there'll be a couple of Grand Prix, there's not going to be crowds, and that's just
no crowds. So they're talking about Grand Prix
Bahrain.
with no crowds. Bahrain,
just like Bahrain all over, because. Yeah, they're going to host Grand Prix before they have fans there.
Yeah,
it's just what they need to do. It's not but it wouldn't be for like road circuits, like street circuits. It'll be for permanent tracks because permanent tracks have the facilities already there. They don't need to erect grandstands. They don't need to do things to it. They can just run it
right
with the minimal personnel that they need.
Yep. So we could have this season creep into next year. That's very possible.
So it could happen like maybe January still be going. But, there's places they can't race, like in Belgium in winter. There's snow all over.
Cold.
Spa-Francorchamps. So.
Well, maybe they go the European leg first, whatever. The European tracks are still willing to do that. And then you'd break out to Brazil, maybe. Maybe you go some of the Asian countries.
There's heaps of options.
There's options there, isn't there?
Yeah. Just don't go to Vietnam in monsoon season.
No. And then that also throws in something else that is unexpected, the contract scenario with the drivers. So if the season pushes into next year, we've got drivers like Dan Ricciardo, Sebastian Vettel, numerous Lewis Hamilton. Their contract expires at the end of this year.
Yep.
If the season's currently going, what happens to the contracts?
I'm guessing it will be just an extension. And if anyone has signed for a new team already or have plans for next year, I think there'll just be adjustments to the contract. I don't think if Daniel signed to Ferrari from January 1st, I don't think he's going to be into a Ferrari at January 1st and racing the final 2 races of the season or something.
No.
It'd be a matter of like, hey, we're going to push your contract start date, and
March
they'll all come.
Right.
Like, I don't think anyone's going to go, no, this is your contract, this is when it ends.
Right.
Off you fuck. The question is, if they don't have a team, like say, if they don't have a championship, What about Nicholas Latifi making his rookie debut? He was there in Melbourne, ready to make his debut. Season never happens. Latifi doesn't get a drive for the season. And would he get the drive next year? Would he be automatic for it? What if Fernando Alonso comes back and he goes, I want to drive for a Formula 1 team? And Williams go, we'll take you. Does Latifi get the arse?
Surely the contract would carry over. Surely Latifi could, I don't know.
It would be for the 2020 season. And if there is no season, you get nothing.
That's true.
So...
What, are you suggesting that Alonso's coming back?
Yep. You've heard it here first.
It's a scoop.
Yep, I've talked to him.
Really?
Yeah, I talked to him last week.
Not surprised.
He said everything in Spanish.
You just nodded your head.
I said "sí" a few times.
Yep.
He
was probably talking in Spanish about your beard and the amount of weight that you've put on, but you took that. He was very cheerful in the way, in his manner. He was very happy.
Yeah.
And you thought that happiness, because you didn't understand a word he was saying, you thought that was translating into "I'm coming back to Formula One."
What's fat cunt in in Spanish? What's fat cunt in Spanish?
I don't know.
Because he may have said that. Yeah, sí.
Yeah. And you went, he's coming back.
Yeah. He's definitely coming back.
Because that maybe the word for fat cunt is very similar to Williams. Maybe it sounds like Williams.
Or maybe it says return to F1.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or maybe return to F1. There's no words for that in Spanish, so he has to say return to F1. Maybe that's what I heard. I don't know. Maybe I'm going to be crazy. I have been in this house quite a lot.
Hey, you have been indoors a lot, Luke. You've been quarantined. It was the first time you got out of the house.
I'm not going to cut my hair or trim my beard until I have to go. So I'll work one day.
Yeah.
I'll come back as this homeless, hippie, long-bearded Gandalf.
Home Jesus.
Yeah, balding Jesus.
Yeah.
I'll go back into work for one day and then the next day I'll trim it all back.
I did think it was weird that the only time you did leave the house was to fly to Spain to see Alonso. That did seem odd. But they do have some...
Boy, my arms are tired.
Yes, they are. Because there was no flights out. That was weird.
Yeah.
You had to row the entire way. That's why you look so big and beefy. It's just pure muscle from rowing to Spain.
Just mainly beef.
Yeah.
Sugars aren't my friend. What else are we going to talk about? What did you do on your time off?
Well,
what have you been doing? You're still working.
Look, I just came here to borrow some pasta. I'm going to be honest with you.
Pasta?
Yep.
Milk? Sugar?
I just knocked on the door and
what
I said...
What are you cooking?
It's a feast.
With sugar, pasta, milk?
It's a feast. It's amazing how much I'm saving.
You should have went to Mum. She's home now.
Are you saving a lot of cash?
Yeah.
I'm
not driving anywhere.
I'm not going to work. I'm not eating out.
I can't see my local prostitute.
So much. You're not seeing Shazza.
Shazza and Meryl.
And Meryl.
Yep.
A couple of lovely old ladies.
Midweek special.
Midweek from the old people's home. From the Sunshine Villas.
Can't see them.
You can't see them anymore. I don't know. It's just, it's weird. What have I been doing?
Yeah, that's a question
I've got 3 kids, as you know. I've got a 6-month-old, I've got a 3-year-old, and I've got a 5-year-old, and we're all homebound. And I've got my wife who's teaching. She's got a dance studio. Teething. She's teething.
How young is your wife?
She's irritable. It's almost like she is teething. She's always irritable. Always got her hands in her mouth, biting down angrily. So she's doing like online dance classes and stuff. The only way to keep that business alive, because that's had to shut down. I'm writing and doing stuff from home. But
can't she socially distance and coach one dancer at a time? Like you stand over in the far corner, and then we're just going to do our dance steps.
Well, no, because they shut down all clubs and gyms, regardless. Because at first they had that rule of like 6 meters, and then it suddenly went, nah, okay. All clubs and gyms closed. So that closed at that same point. So I'm just trying to work at home with kids hanging off me, Luke.
How's that going for you?
Bloody nightmare.
Yeah.
Bloody nightmare.
What's the best thing about being quarantined? Anything. I know no one else has anything to do, so they're still waiting
looks better. The garden looks better. Yeah. It's getting
Have you been spending time in there, or is it just
a lot more water? I water it now. I never watered it before. Now I wake up and I go, oh, what am I going to fucking do?
Is that your morning meditation?
Pretty much. I'm holding my 6-month-old just to get out of this other screaming. So he and I, little Hugo, will go for a wander around the garden and water the veggie patch. Got a little veggie patch happening.
Oh.
Yep.
Is that what you call your pubic zone?
Yeah.
The veggie patch.
Just water my groin.
Few sprouts.
Just some cold, and he just laughs. When I'm laughing, he's laughing.
Good.
He's laughing at me. And then I squirt him, and he's crying.
Then I'm laughing.
Yeah, then I'm laughing because it's hilarious because his 6-month-old kid's screaming. You know what I did?
Oh.
I got a couple of garlic cloves, just a single clove. You put them in the ground and they grow. And they sprout like an onion and they turn into a clove. They grow into a clove, a whole bunch. Is it a clove, a singular?
Yeah.
Yeah, the big bunch. Anyway, interesting.
Well done.
Thank you.
I've had one grow in my cupboard when I left it there for a while.
Oh, really? Did it multiply?
It sprouted, and I was like, all right, I shouldn't eat that right now. I'll wait.
Did you water it? What did you do? Did you
No,
plant
I put it in the bin. I was like, what am I going to do with this?
He was a little fighter. He was like us.
I could have put it in the ground and made one, but I didn't.
Did you not look at that little clove and go, you're very much like
You've
me?
got potential.
Little fella.
Yeah.
Did you not think it's Speckled Jim Part 2?
Oh, Speckled Jim.
Our little fighting cock?
I miss that cock.
Oh, God. It still hurts. You all right?
There's a hole. There's a hole where Speckled Jim used to be.
In your heart.
Speckled 1, he's too angry.
Speckled 1.
He just doesn't have that demeanour of...
he's not the favourite
he's
child,
not a battler.
He's not.
He's the prodigal son. You know he's good.
Yeah.
He doesn't have that... He just has that, I can kill anyone.
He's a little bit entitled.
Yeah.
Isn't he?
Yeah.
He's an entitled cock.
He's a white entitled cock.
The way he, scratches and...
He has that attitude.
He's got the attitude. He's got the flair. He's like Verstappen. He's been hand reared for this job.
Yeah.
He's like Charles Leclerc.
So
with his
Speckled Jim...
second-hand Ferrari.
Speckled Jim was like Yoss. He made a buttload of mistakes and wasn't very good.
Nailed it.
Then he's gone over to Speckled 1 and gone, listen, this is
Don't
all the
fucking
fucked up
do
shit.
this.
Don't do this.
Don't do this.
Everything I did, don't do it. You'll be fine.
Yeah. But now what do we got on our hands? A reckless cock. A reckless cock that doesn't give a shit about rules.
Yeah. You can strangle him all you want.
Yeah.
It just strengthens his neck muscles.
But I tell you what, he can fight. He can fight like a
He'll
motherfucker.
fuck anything up.
Just like when he's looking at us now. Look at the way he's looking at us.
I put it...
He intimidates me.
Don't look at me.
I can't give him eye contact.
Motherfucker. I actually made an effigy of the dippy bird. He tore it to fucking shreds.
Did he? Oh.
If he ever sees a dippy bird in his travels. Because he's going to travel far.
Yeah. Flashbacks of his father. Flashbacks.
Yeah.
Like that movie.
The slow-mo of the blood.
Yeah. Adrian! Adrian! Yeah. Rocky Balboa.
So not only are you doing blackface, but you're also doing...
Retard?
You've gone full retard.
Full retard.
Don't go full retard, man.
You never go full retard.
God damn it. Not in this
This
podcast.
is fun. We should do
just
this more.
ruined us. We should.
Just like podcasts for no particular reason.
Yeah.
But there's nothing to talk about. There's no sport on, Luke.
I can talk about F1.
Esports. Yeah, let's talk about more. Let's go back to E1.
There's
Formula One.
hand washing videos.
Yeah, seen that.
Lewis Hamilton did a fantastic rendition of how to wash your hands.
Gee, you know we're desperate when we talk about fucking hand washing on a Formula One podcast.
Romain Grosjean did a hand washing video as well. Wasn't quite as good. Wasn't quite as in depth. Just like the French, he kind of gave up. He kind of surrendered midway through.
Yeah.
He wasn't as good. Lewis, definitely the world champion of hand washing videos.
Yeah.
For 2020. Ferrari, they said they're hinting on quitting. I think there was some confusion. So Ferrari are concerned about the cost cap, but they still want to spend money. Don't you love that? The world is crumbling and Ferrari's going, no. We want to keep spending money in the world. So people are thinking, that means they're going to leave. Mattia Binotto came out and said, whoa. Let's go over what was said. And so they're saying that we want to continue showing our brand off. And they've hinted at possibly going to Le Mans and
really?
racing in, I think there's a hypercar series next year in Le Mans series, which will be an Australian team in that series.
Is that
Brabham.
Oh,
team.
the Brabham
Brabham
team.
is back with their BT62.
In their racing
Beautiful
green.
car.
Green.
Green and gold.
Good.
Looks good.
Yep.
Sounds amazing.
Yep.
Broke the Bathurst lap record, apparently, unofficially.
Wow, that's great.
But yeah, Ferrari looking at possibly going into IndyCar as well.
IndyCar?
IndyCar.
Are you serious?
Serious.
That
Look at me.
seems weird.
Serious.
That's your serious face.
Serious.
You got your serious
So
face
they don't
on.
have electrics. They don't have the fancy shit. They've just got pure engine grunt.
Any chance they'll be heading over to the electric cars? They don't seem to.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
It's not in their DNA.
No.
They need some oil to burn. They do have some. I think they have some hybrid, like partially hybrid road cars.
Yep.
But no, they want to burn some
Is,
fossil fuels.
Just a slight T section here. Is producer Pete back on this year for the F1 podcast? Is he back in producing this quality audio that you're listening to right now?
We've demoted him.
Have we?
Yep.
What's he doing?
He's now water boy.
Is he?
So if you need water, just yell out to Pete,
And he just brings it?
and he'll bring it up.
Oh, that's
He's not producing anything.
That's
He's
fantastic.
not touching the dials.
This is the compromise, because we had a contract, didn't we? We wanted to fire him, but then he very craftily
Took us to HR,
took us to HR.
which was Mum
Yeah.
and
Mrs. Luke.
Mrs.
How is Mrs. Luke? How is HR?
She's back. She's back living on the Gold Coast. As soon as I came back from Melbourne, went over. So as soon as they came back from their trip, I went over and saw them.
Yep.
They picked me up from the airport after
'Cause
Melbourne.
They did a full tour of Australia.
They went around Australia.
Your Mrs. Luke
Yeah, Mrs. Luke and Dad.
and Dad
Yeah,
in the combi?
in
No,
the
it's the
camper van.
The Winnebago.
No. It was attached to their Jeep.
Oh, it's one of those
Cherokee or whatever it
little.
is.
Oh, yeah, it's got the little
caravan.
wheel. It just pops up. The pop up.
No, proper caravan.
Oh, it's a proper caravan.
Proper caravan.
Proper caravan.
So they were stuck in there with each other for a while through bushfires and
Oh,
You
did they
know,
dodge them? They dodged all the bushfires?
dodged them. They said there was a lot of smoke in a lot of places
Bit
towards
scary?
the end of it. They were a little bit concerned 'cause
Yeah.
they got stuck at places and they had massive floods, which they couldn't get to
Jeez.
places they needed to. And
Have you had your photo night with them? Have you had the slide night?
no, I haven't had the slide
No?
night. Thankfully,
sure
coronavirus
you-
has saved me from that.
Yeah, well, I want to be there.
You too?
I want to be there for it.
I don't think there was much of a
Look, Mrs. Luke and I are pretty close.
pretty close.
Pretty close. Maybe closer than you would like to know.
No, I'm fine with that.
Okay. No, that's good.
Mums needs to earn her money now. It's good that she's got you.
She's an earner.
Mm.
She's a good looking
Works
lady.
hard for her money.
She's a good looking lady.
But we're not about E-Series. We're not about virtual reality.
No.
We never were.
No. We are very much reality.
Reality. We have the reality drop-down glasses that come from our hats.
Yes.
Patent pending.
Such a great invention. I can't believe that no one ever thought of that before. A pair of reality glasses that get attached to the brim of your cap that you can bring down, and then you can see exactly
Everything's real.
everything's real.
Yep. 3D.
Mm-hmm.
You can touch it. You can feel it. That car, real.
That's real.
Don't walk in front of that truck. That's also real.
That's right.
This isn't reality.
No.
See, with virtual reality, you put a headset on, you can't see your surroundings. You could put your hand into a fan.
Yep.
You could walk into a TV. You don't know.
No.
Reality, you're fully aware of all your surroundings, unless you got your phone out. Then you're
Crystal clear. Perfect. Absolutely perfect.
Yep. Unless you got cataracts,
Yeah.
not so perfect. Bit foggy.
And I think we're going to mass produce them and send them out to every school. Every school kid should have a pair of reality glasses.
What we've got planned for the Nerang Grand Prix is, everyone that comes there, you get your free fruit. Everyone gets free fruit at the Grand Prix.
Fruit?
Fruit.
Free
Free piece of fruit.
piece of fruit.
Yep. Banana, apple.
Do they get to choose, or we're going to hand them out?
No, the basket we hand them out.
Yeah.
Not us.
No.
We've got
We've got
important work to do.
fruit bearers.
We'll have fruit bearers.
Yeah. Only the finest.
Scan your ticket, grab some
Scandinavians, probably Scandinavian fruit bearers.
Well, we got a fruit picking
Large-breasted,
industry.
blonde
We need to give,
fruit pickers. We need to give these large-breasted blonde backpackers a job to do.
That's right. And for Pete, we'll get him some nice boys.
We can give him a couple of jobs, couldn't we? Oh, bloody hell.
What was the first job you give to Pete?
Ooh, I wouldn't give him a job. I'd get the Swedish girl to give me a job. Oh, Pete?
Pete,
Oh, yeah,
have
no.
you had the snip yet?
Who?
You.
No.
You've been avoiding it. Thanks to
Yeah.
Corona.
Yeah, I can't go out, honey. Sorry, babes. It's not safe.
It's the doctor's office.
It's not safe for the. It's not safe for the wanger.
Not
and
safe
it's
for me
not
jubblies.
Safe for me. The plums. The fairy plums won't like it out there. They're afraid of Corona.
So
Never drop your plums in a
so-
Corona.
buxom Speedish wenches handing out fruit
Yep,
at the Nerang Grand Prix. Then,
that's clever.
after you get your fruit from the buxom Scandinavian women,
Blonde women.
Blonde
backpackers.
women.
Yep.
no hairy backs.
No. We're going to scan them for that. They-
It's a follicle scan.
yes.
They can only have hair
Yeah.
on their head.
Yeah.
Scan head to toe.
Hello, bidoo. Hello, Lukey Boogie. I'm here for the skin.
Oh, great accent. Let's go through the hair scanner.
Wait, look at my boobies. Dooby-dooby-doo. Blonde hair to boobies. Oh, let me take my... Oh, look at the back here. Look at the back here. Look at the back here.
Why is there a tattoo of Adam?
Dooby-dooby-doo.
Then after that,
Yep.
you get your reality rally glasses.
Your complimentary reality
So when you're
glasses.
watching the Grand Prix in
Yeah.
Nerang, you'll see the reality
Of
right in
Nerang.
front of you.
Yeah. And if nothing else...
It's all part of the ticket.
Yeah. Nerang should be seen through reality glasses.
You know what else we've got? Show bags.
Showbase. you get
So you get your buxom wench.
you get your Sherby's show bag,
Well,
your Freddo Frog show bag.
no, it's more of an authentic Nerang show bag. So we're thinking we've got a baggie of crystal meth. We've got a crack pipe. You can smoke it.
Yep. Makes sense.
You get stubby cooler.
Your stubby cooler comes with a complimentary wife beater t-shirt. Your
Wife
stubby
beater t-shirt.
cooler.
Has F1 podcast on it.
Yeah.
Making F1 great again.
And on the back it says, fucking oath. Making everyone great in the front and fucking oath at the back of the shirt.
That's it.
Stubby cooler.
And you get
Complimentary bag of weed.
like some Winnie Blues.
Fucking Winnie Blues.
And you get it's a bucket hat. Beautiful terry
Oh.
cloth bucket hat
With the beers?
with the beer holders
beer holder.
either side.
Yeah.
This is all included in your entry ticket.
How good is that? Free bit of fruit.
All of our
The Nerang show bag.
everything in the show bag except for the crack. Everything in the show bag comes straight from Wuhan, China. So
Yeah.
you know it's good.
You know it's quality.
Yep.
You know it's
we
quality.
have we've added an eatery. It's like a smorgasbord of bat.
Ah, the chicken of the caves.
Delicious.
And the way you prepare it, it's like speckled Jim with the marinating, the pounding of the meat.
Constant tenderizing of the bat.
Tenderising. And then the honey glaze. Just delicious.
Yep. And the tendons in the wing. Great delicacy.
Can be chewy, but not the way you prepare them.
No, it's crispy.
Very crispy.
Yep.
I like to grab the wings,
Pull them out as far as
just
you can.
really stretch the wings out and just. I like to
Just
go
nibble.
from the butt first, just to the parson's nose. I like to start at the parson's nose and nibble through.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's good. I like that.
I like. The
I
way
haven't eaten it that way before. But yeah, so these are all the things that are going to happen at the Nerang Grand Prix.
Yeah.
You know, you've got a great show bag that goes along with your reality glasses.
Glasses. You got the
Free fruit.
free fruit. You got the sweet and sour bats.
Swedish
Buxom
Swedish wenches.
Swedish backpacking babes.
But no hair on them, except for the head
No hair on them.
and eyebrows.
yeah. Basically no hair at all on their body.
No.
No.
Yep, they've got a hair scanner. Can't go through without it.
Correct.
No frauds. No people just dyed blonde hair. That won't work. We'll pick
Oh,
up.
no, we know. We'll find out.
Yeah.
We'll find out.
Oh, you got a
With
bit
the
of hair on your
inspection.
lower back.
Yeah, well,
Out.
not a natural, love.
Yeah.
You're not a natural.
We've got a catapult
out.
for anyone who's mischievous at the Grand Prix. If you're mucking up, if you're being a bit of a dickhead,
We do have one of those Trojan from the Trojan Empire,
we've got a catapult.
500-year-old catapult. That's
We're going to fling you.
There's no flights, so you'll be catapulted back to your country of birth,
It'll catapult you into the Nerang River.
into the Nerang River.
And there's bull sharks in there. You don't want to fucking go in there. So be on your best behaviour. Enjoy your crack. Enjoy your reality glasses.
Enjoy the race.
Oh, yeah, that too.
enjoy the race, enjoy your show bag. It's the point of difference with the Nerang Grand Prix. The little Aussie battler.
Which other Grand Prix will give you a rock a crack?
Correct. Sweet
None.
and sour bat. I
No
can't
one.
think of any.
Won't even have that at the Chinese Grand Prix.
A wife beater that says F1 podcast, go fuck yourself on the back. No one else has got this. No other Grand Prix has the balls, has the plums to dip the plums.
You know what else I'm thinking about putting in the show bag? Some pluggers. Some thongs.
It's perfect.
Or as Americans call it, flip-flops.
Fucking pluggers.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Aussie flag pluggers.
Mm-hmm.
Your Aussie flag ones.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
brilliant.
underneath on the footprint, when you press into the dirt, it just says cunt.
Yes. So you look back. Hey, yeah, look.
Cunt's been here.
Cunt. What a cunt.
So every person,
I know that cunt.
cunt.
I know that cunt.
It's a mad
cunt's here.
cunt.
The mad cunt's here. Oh, can't
Have
wait.
we got all the swear words out in this podcast?
I hope so.
I think we've missed.
No,
We've said the R word.
we have.
We've said cunt.
We have. It's a beautiful thing, the Nerang Grand Prix, and I just can't wait for next year. How are we doing with the proposal to
It's on hold.
Liberty Media?
It's on hold.
Yeah.
Everything's on hold at the moment.
Yeah.
I'm making phone calls to businesses that are closed.
Yeah.
I'm just leaving a message.
Yeah, on the answer
Say,
machine. We're trying to get
could you
some-
just call us back when
We
you're
need
back
some
to work?
financial backing.
It's very difficult to get sponsorship.
pretty hard right now.
Woolies has removed their offer of, I think it was 4 coleslaws and a family-sized chalk.
Yep.
That no longer is there.
But
It's no longer on the
what we
table.
are doing, which I think is a great initiative that you've put forward for F1 Podcast to really generate income, is to make our own toilet paper.
Okay.
I think that was
This
genius.
is my initiative.
No, yeah, that was yours. And I think that was with your face on it. And my alternate
sticking my-
pieces of paper have your face and my face, your face. So each square.
Every 10th
Has-
one is Pete.
Yeah, then there's the occasional Pete one. And it's like the lucky dip. If you get the Pete one, you go, oh, I'm really wiping my ass on this one. Oh, save this one, love. I'm
Yeah.
going to wipe it good with this one.
Yeah.
That's Pete.
Yeah.
No one even knows what he looks like.
Now, how many people do you think would be wiping your face
Which
or
is-
wiping my face?
Oh, hundreds. Hundreds of people. I think...
Would you? I'd have my tongue out in the photo.
Yeah. Yeah. It's strange because I think...
Are you a folder or a scruncher?
I'm a folder. Yeah, very neat. Very neat with the back door work.
What about a fold scrunch?
Oh, the scrunch, it scares me, Luke. There's an air of variation that it's unpredictable because you don't know if that scrunch is going to suddenly pop out. And then what's going to happen? I
Shit
mean,
on your fingers. That's
who
what's going to
knows what-
happen.
Exactly.
I'm a folder, then a scruncher. I can get 2 wipes out of a three sheets, 2 wipes.
Gee, that's creative. Gee, that's good. But that's from your early days of rationing as a boy
Yeah.
where you were hard up for coin.
Do you wipe front to back to front? Do you wipe standing up? This is important podcast information for our
Look,
listeners.
you don't stand up when you wipe.
No, you'll miss things.
It's 101 of wiping, Luke. Do not stand
When
up.
did you learn that? 1994?
You know, the most effective way, the researchers concluded, is the Chinese squat. The squat, because you're so open and so everything is right there, and you can really get good coverage. Apparently, the traditional Western toilet is not the way to go because you don't get in there. You can't really get into every crevice.
Yeah, it's true.
Anyway,
When you squat down and spread it out, you
You're
get
ri-
maximum droppage.
Maximum-
Not a lot of
yeah.
not a lot of stuff around the sides.
But my Western knees and my calf muscles can't stay in that
you
position.
need to do
long.
that more often, mate.
Yeah.
Get your squats going. You see, 80-year-old men in
Yeah.
Asia just popping a squat. They do walk around with those toilets though.
They do.
Walk around with those seats because they can't squat down that far anymore.
No, true. Gosh, I'm getting flashbacks of 3 months travelling through Vietnam right now.
Flashbacks or flashbacks?
Flashbacks.
Okay.
Not pleasant. Not pleasant. Not a single sit-down toilet. Anyway. Fuck, that was horrible.
How's it smell?
Not great, Luke. Not great.
You
Not
should see
great.
his face. He's reliving it.
It's horrible.
So
Anyway.
straight from Nerang Grand Prix into shitters. That's quite.
Yeah, so good initiative.
Consistent.
Those toilet rolls are available at all big supermarket chains around Australia, and we are making some serious cash with
Are
that
we?
toilet paper. Yes, we are.
I haven't seen any.
Yes, we are. So that's
Pete's not
good.
in charge of that, is he?
Yeah, unfortunately, he is. Fuck. I know. So anything else you want to discuss while I'm here? I've just came to get a cup of oil before I head back to the house. Thanks so much for having me. Letting me come in.
Oh, you're welcome.
I
Thanks.
didn't expect to be podcasting tonight.
No, I didn't expect you to actually turn up.
No.
I thought it would. We'd probably see each other maybe in August or September or.
Yeah.
But
this is nice.
We're putting out a podcast about nothing really.
Might have
And
to change the name, mate.
We should do it more often.
We should do this more often.
Effing.
What? We don't even know what we're
This
chatting
is a
about.
quarantine special. There may be more. There may be others.
Any tips for quarantine, Luke? What is your tip for the next pandemic? Won't be far away.
Well, I think what I've been doing, keeping myself busy. I actually have a GPS tracker on my phone, and I've got a local park here.
Yeah.
It's just this big open field, and I can walk and track my walks. So what I've been doing is drawing giant things with my GPS while walking around
Phallic.
the park. So
Phallic
at
symbols.
night time, I'll go there because I don't want to freak any kids out. They won't know
Yeah.
what I'm doing anyway.
No, you're walking it.
But by doing it at night, then there's no one around. There's some kangaroos around, actually. But they jump away pretty quick. They know I'm up to no good. So the first night I walked
The kangaroos can sense you're up to no good.
a 1.2 kilometre penis. I drew a penis on GPS with balls.
You're like a 5-year-old.
Yeah.
You're like a 5-year-old that can't leave school.
38-year-old, 5-year-old.
Do you walk around showing them what you've done and like giggling?
Afterwards,
people?
yes, I do.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
do share it on social media. And
Of course you do. Of course you do.
Okay, listen, look what I just drew. I drew a pair of boobs.
Of course you did.
I thought by pausing it, and then once I paused it, I could move, and the GPS didn't track me. So I was like, great, I could do some nipples. But as soon as you hit restart, it
stops.
draws a line to where you are. So I had to turn it into a bra with nipples. So I was like,
That's
see-through.
so frustrating.
It's annoying when you try and draw a giant set of tits.
I've just walked
in the middle of a-
5Ks and I'm going to miss the nipples.
And I was requested to do a butt plug. So it was
You're getting requests.
yeah. I said, what should I
We
draw
can
next? And
request
someone
things?
says, can you do it? Yeah. It's got to be something I can draw. That's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
continuous.
Could you do a Formula One car?
Oh, shit. I could
No,
do that.
you don't have to do the details.
No.
You don't have to do, the new Mercedes-Benz steering.
No.
You don't have to do that.
No.
No, just the outline.
Yeah. I'm going to do it without what's that fucking thing? Halo. I'm going to do it without the halo.
Do it without the halo.
It's fucking annoying anyway. I hate the halo.
You're gonna
I've been watching
yeah.
some old ones on F1 TV, old races on F1 TV, because they gave us
Yeah.
30 days free to watch F1 TV. I thought, great, I'll watch some old races. I watched the 2009 German Grand Prix, Mark Webber's first win. I watched the 2014 Canadian Grand Prix of Daniel Ricciardo's first win, because I was in
genius.
WA back then, and I was kind of getting a slideshow of it. My internet would work for like a minute. I'd
Yep.
see a bit of the race, then it would cut off. Daniel was in sixth, and then he was up to like third, and I was like, fuck, what's going on here? And then he won the race. Big crash between Perez and Massa.
Yep.
And the cars without the halo, it just looks so
much better.
So
So much better.
And the sound, the 2009 cars,
Yeah.
Mark Webber's win just sounded so good. Mark Webber's so dominant that day.
Yeah.
He got pole. Once he took off, Rubensberg was beside him. He's gone to go left, and he's bashed into the side of him.
Yeah.
He didn't bash into the side of him and just like move out of my way. He was just going to the right and then didn't see him and then hit him. Both of them did get a puncture. Mark got a drive-through penalty. Did his drive-through penalty, then just banged out laps.
Good race.
And then he got into the lead and took off.
Yeah.
Good win. I'm going to watch the 2006 Chinese Grand Prix, one of Michael Schumacher. I think it might have been one of Michael Schumacher's
Good racer,
last.
Mark Webber, but couldn't beat Sebastian.
No, he couldn't. I think he was
The only
too
driver
late
that-
in his career.
Only driver that couldn't beat Sebastian.
Mm,
Well, every other teammate beat him.
except for
So Weber's not that great.
Mm.
Don't punch me.
I think
so. You're getting angry.
No,
You're
really, I
suddenly
wasn't
angry.
listening.
Good.
Nick Heidfeld beat him at Williams, but Mark had like 6 retirements from mechanical failure. He was leading the Monaco Grand Prix and his car failed. But yeah, it's I've been walking and drawing
Lots of walking,
giant
lots of
GPS,
giant dicks.
a big dick.
That's good. That's a good tip. So
I'm going to start doing stick figure sex positions.
Good. Yeah.
So look out for those.
So stay mentally active and try your very best to remain crude.
Of course,
is your tip for isolation.
Of course.
Yep,
If I
pandemic.
I'll probably draw a giant cunt
Oh, I hope so.
on there.
Yep.
Might do a self-portrait of you with a dick in your mouth.
Oh, that would be funny. Don't forget the nose. Get the nose right.
I'll get the nose
right.
right.
That's the telltale for me. You got to get the nose right.
Oh, it's quite a profile you have.
I would say that
Beautiful profile.
thank you. My tip for surviving a pandemic is not being stuck with your family. Try, if you can, when the curfew hits, to be somewhere else.
So, how's wedded life 24/7 side by side?
I tell you, mate, there is going to be a record number of divorces after this blows over.
Yeah.
When we're finally released, there's going to be lawyers are going to be racking up the coin.
Mm-hmm.
I won't be. I think we'll see it through.
Yep. You're financially...
Well, we lived together... Like, we were forced to live together before we got married. I think that's the key to a good relationship, is force yourself to live with this person.
I think forcing anything on someone else
year
isn't great.
No. Not normally.
It's not consensual.
But you'll at least find out if you can live with them. We lived in a box together in Singapore for a year. Literally, it was a sweaty box. And if you can get through that, you can last.
So all relationships should go to Singapore, live there for a year in a small apartment.
Correct.
And if you can...
Well, something like that. Really test it, or like a pandemic.
What about some kind of like a relationship hotel where people live in the hotel for a year? They live side by side together like you did with your wonderful wife. And then if you come out of it and you still want to marry each other, I think you've got a good test.
Perfect. That's a great idea.
It's a business plan right there.
And especially as a father.
It's not a fancy one. It's a shithole that's humid and...
Yeah. And as a father of girls...
And a boy now.
And a boy. But in particular, girls, dads are very protective. Dads are very protective of their girls. When it comes time, my girls do want to get married, that hotel is going to exist. You're going to have to live with that guy and make sure it can last. You got to you're there. That's,
What's your secret to a good relationship?
Try not to be there that much. Try to have other hobbies. Try to podcast with friends and look busy. Look busy.
You're good at looking busy.
Yeah.
One of the finest.
Oh, I've got this.
Why are you shaving? You don't like beards, do you?
Well, I did it for the podcast.
You're anti-beard.
I did it for the podcast.
Yeah.
I've got this thing.
The blackface sticks much better when...
It does. The makeup doesn't sit on the beard. I've got this thing where to look busy, I have this tactic where I just kind of have my hand up to my face and I furrow my brow and I just walk fast.
Yeah. That's the George Costanza, isn't it?
Yes, pretty much so. Very much so.
Yeah.
When he's at the Yankees. And he sleeps under the desk. Yeah. Where's Costanza? Where's that Costanza guy?
And he just looked...
Yeah. That's what I do. I walk deliberately to one part of the building when I'm at work and I stop and I tap my chin and I go back the other way. And people they never bother you.
Because you're a creative writer.
Correct.
That's part of your process.
He's writing something.
Walking around, look, he's thinking, he's thinking about something. And you're walking there going, fuck, what can I do the next 5 minutes until I have to finish?
How many more minutes have I got to do this?
So what's your tips for me in getting an other half?
Well, I think...
This might take a while.
I think what we need to... Yeah, this is a hard one, Luke. You're a tricky case right here. I think we can probably lure some of the Swedish backpackers, the hairy ones, at least the ones that we discard, the hairy ones with the hairy back.
Yeah.
I reckon you got a crack at.
Yeah. So I'll be down at Nerang River, just waiting for the rejects to fly in.
They'll be disappointed,
wet,
because they've arrived
dishevelled.
Correct.
I'm there with a towel.
I'm a Swedish backpacker. It's a given. I'm going to be here at the Grand Prix. Oh, Heidi got the job. I didn't. And Gertrude didn't.
Gertie.
So, and Gertie is upset. She walks to the river, has a cry. She's hairy.
She hasn't walked to the
She's
river, mate.
upset. She's probably overweight. She's pear-shaped. Bit frumpy. It's probably things are a bit smelly. You know, things are
Coming from the Nerang River, they would
fermenting.
be.
They're fermenting.
Fermenting.
The river, Luke. And then that's your moment to pounce.
That's when I pounce.
Weakness. You see weakness, you pounce.
Right. I see weakness and pounce.
Correct. That's my tip.
Is that what you did?
Probably.
I saw weakness and I pounced. You're a predator.
Definitely.
You're a sexual predator.
Definitely.
And I haven't got much else to talk about.
Well, I just came here to borrow some curry paste. So,
I'm out of curry paste.
are you?
All the others have got
All right.
oil,
Well, I never
milk,
expected a podcast, so this was an
sugar,
unexpected surprise.
pasta.
You got it all. I'm leaving this house with a full bag of goods.
Yeah. We hoarded. Pete's a hoarder. He bought 53 rolls of toilet paper.
Did he?
Yeah. We sat and made a Formula 1 car out of it.
Did he? The ones with our faces on it?
No, they haven't come in yet.
No, they haven't come in
No,
yet.
they're coming from Wuhan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good quality.
Oh, 3-ply.
You
Don't
won't,
fuck about.
oh, yeah, you're not going to rip through those.
Yeah.
You won't get a sticky finger in those ones. No, sir.
What if you put like origami instructions on toilet paper?
On the underside. That's quite clever.
Yeah. So while you're sitting there, waiting to
something
push
to
out
do.
a nugget, you can
Yeah.
rip one off and then try and fold a lovely crane.
And then just leave it behind. With some, maybe bit of chocolate sprinkle on it, bit of, maybe a used one. Maybe a used chocolate.
No, I don't like the way this is going, Adam. This is getting out of hand.
Should we just leave?
We should.
I'm just going to look, I've just come to borrow some herbal tea. I'm going to make my way out. Hey, good to see you. I'm going to get back and isolate.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Good to see you.
I'll see you when the season starts, or
See you whenever you want to
let's do it
come
next
and
week.
stand outside.
Okay, we'll do it next week.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
Bye.